If you're pregnant and dealing with that sharp pubic pain every time you get out of bed, roll over, try to put your pants on, get out of a car, getting stabbed in Lady Town, I have designed something for you. It's called the Peggy Pubis 48-hour reset. This 48-hour plan is designed to calm down your pelvis, decrease inflammation, and increase motion that will help you kill this pain that is killing you. It'll get you back to feeling human again. You can download it free at drbrandie.com/48-hour reset. Or just grab the link in the show notes. Hey guys, Happy New Year. It's Dr. Brandie Keats with another episode of Pregnancy Pain Sucks. I'm here today with Beef as usual in his normal spot, but I also have Daisy that is fast asleep next to me trying to keep warm. It is freezing here in Pennsylvania. I am wondering why I live here, but we're going to talk today about goal setting in pregnancy. I know that sounds like a weird topic. I'm going to bring this up. I know it sounds like a weird topic to talk about when you're pregnant. It's not the first thing that you think about is goal setting when you're expecting, but I really want you to give it some thought of intentionality in your life. I think a lot of women are told to coast through pregnancy, and because it's unknown and a lot is not discussed, it's sort of like see what happens. And that's how they end up blindsided, in pain, overwhelmed, with less preparation than going to Target. So I really want to help you understand the things that you can see as variables. If you have had a pregnancy before, what you want to do better this time, what you don't want to have happen. A lot of women have extreme clarity after they know what to expect. But for a lot of us that went through our first pregnancy, you have no idea what's going to happen other than stuff that happens in the movies. So let's talk about goal setting when it comes to pregnancy. It's about agency. And that's the biggest thing that I love to teach is agency. It's being able to do the things that you want to do and are able to do that. You can do all the things. You can take care of your kid. You can work. You can go to the store. You can put your pants on. What matters to you emotionally? What outcomes are you aiming for? Did you have a hospital birth last time and now you're thinking about a birth center? Or you did a home birth last time and now you want to do a hospital birth. Usually it doesn't go that way. But how do you want it to go? I talk about this all the time when I talk to chiropractors is this is your rodeo. This is your carousel ride, so to speak. It's your choice how you want this to go down. And I think the thing that I've learned in the last year from myself personally at 52 years old is how much choice I actually have when I think for myself first. My entire life, I was groomed to think of everyone else first. You, as a woman, it's a common thing that you think about your partner first. You think about your kids first. But what do you actually want? Because when you're sitting here in my seat at my age and you don't have the partner that you really relied on of really caring what they thought and really cared about what they wanted, and there was no like give or take of having a discussion of how it was going to go, you sit there, you're like, damn, I wish it could have gone differently. I've said before, and I'm not embarrassed to say it, the only regret I have in my life is not getting out of my marriage sooner. And that was a huge discussion point with my ex and I, that I wanted the chance to actually be adored. I kept saying, I just want to be loved. I just want to be adored by somebody. And my deepest regret is not going through a pregnancy with somebody that I felt completely safe with. That because I tend to really gravitate towards natural stuff once I understand it or I feel safe. And I never had that luxury to explore anything else because it was such a bad experience for me. And not bad experience in terms of carrying my kids or bonding with my kids, but being with a partner that wasn't supportive, didn't really help me, wasn't emotionally available, was frankly cruel. It really didn't set a good tone. And it's something that I wish I could have one more chance. If I hadn't, I wouldn't have the kids that I have, obviously, which I would not trade for anything. But when we almost got separated or divorced after having my second child, that was a big thing that I would talk to him about, is that I really didn't tag that. Because a lot of the discussions that we had, and I don't want to get too much into the personal life of me and my ex-husband, is I really felt that that was sacred. And I felt like the second time when he promised me that he was going to do everything different and he was going to be supportive this time and he was going to care about me this time and he wasn't going to make me do all the work this time. When I didn't get that, and I didn't get that for various reasons. It's not just him. I almost lost our second child at 17 weeks. I couldn't work like I thought I could. It led to a lot of depression because I was unable to do the things I wanted to. I wasn't my best self, so this is not all on him. And then I had her at 34 weeks. I had preeclampsia. She had cardiac issues. It was a disaster. It wasn't, I felt robbed. Like I didn't get, if you go on a carousel ride, you can think of it broke down halfway through and like somebody threw up on the ride. Like that's how I felt about my pregnancy with my second, that you want another turn, but you don't get it. And I know that sounds really whack to some people or selfish, but I just wanted it to be good, which is why today I do what I do, because I'm just trying to make it better for someone else, because mine were not the best. And just to think about the relationship that I'm in now, to be safe. I've never felt so safe with a partner before, that I can do or say anything and it's going to be okay. And he's going to have me, and he's not going to let me suffer or struggle if I don't have to. Like if he has any power in that, he is very protective of me and protective of my energy and my nervous system. And just if I had had that, and we would have not been compatible when I was having, because we talk about that all the time. He likes 90s grunge bands, and he was partying while I was still having kids. He is about 3 years younger than I am, but that wasn't possible with him. But that's the only sadness or regret that I have in my life, of not sharing that deep bond experience. Like it has to be magical when you have it right, to feel like somebody has you and somebody is safe with you, and you can explore your body and give birth in a way that is a miracle, that you both have created life and it's shared and it's sacred. And as I said, I didn't get that. So with you guys and talking about intentionality, it's really important that you really advocate for yourself. And if you're getting pushback that your goals or your thoughts don't matter, that's a big red flag that you're in not a great relationship. And it should have been a big red flag for me. So let's talk about the different types of goals that you can set. You can set physical goals. I'm not talking about weight. I'm not talking about aesthetics. I'm talking about function, stability, strength, and comfort. The other day, I did a podcast where I was talking about how important it is to not overuse rest. Rest sounds great. Too much rest or just laying around is not going to set you up. Birth is an athletic event, and I don't want you to go run marathons or get swole or be whatever, but you have to build a very strong structure. America is such a sedentary country. It's extremely sedentary, and your body was not meant to lay around. A lot of the patients that I see are hurting because they just sit all day, and they sit in their car, and then they go home and watch Netflix, and they sit again. Your body is meant to move. I want you to be able to move. So you can set a goal. I want to walk this time without pubic pain. I want to feel confident in labor positions and feel like my body is going to open up. I want to be able to lift things. I want to be able to lift that car seat after I have a baby. That's a physical goal that you can think about as you go forward. Emotionality, that's one of the biggest things. As I've said before, I had depression with both of my pregnancies, which is rare in pregnancy. This time, I want to feel prepared. I want to be connected. If I were going back in time with myself, I would set space, that it didn't have to be all about work and serving others and taking care of my husband and taking care of my kid. I wish I had more space to really bond with my baby and to really be present with the fact that I was growing life. I just didn't take the time and appreciate that, and I really regret that. I want to set boundaries with people who drain me. I want to be in a relationship with people who respect me. I want to stay grounded instead of anxious, and work with your partner in how do you keep me grounded? What are some ways that you can really keep me grounded? And the partner, as I said, that I'm with now, we've really done, the biggest thing with him that I noticed off the bat is it wasn't butterflies and it wasn't this big thing. It was just this quiet calm. And the only place I had ever experienced that was Longwood Gardens. And it was the only place my brain would shut off. And when I'm with him, my brain just goes into a flat spin instead of feeling like a ping pong palace with 70 tabs open and music is coming from somewhere. I just feel so calm that I know that I can relax and just, he's got me. And he doesn't have me, I have my own career, I have my own business, but he will always look out for me. He will always make sure that the things he's doing, the way he communicates with me, is in a way that calms my nervous system. And not saying I'm a neurotic mess, but he doesn't do stuff to keep me anxious. You know, like say what he's going to do, and then does the opposite. If he says he's going to do something, he's going to do it. If he can't do it, he says he's not going to do it. And there was a lot of undoing from prior relationships that I had, especially the one when I got divorced, that was so mind screwing that I had to break a lot of patterns of not thinking that there was something more to this. It could be that simple. It could be that great that we just talk things out. To this date, we have never yelled at each other. We have never screamed at each other. It's always a discussion. We always see the problem outside of ourselves, and that we need to figure that out. And we need to work together to come up with it. And it's really safe that I can sometimes say, my lizard brain is thinking this. And I know I'm emotionally intelligent enough to say, I know that's whack. I know that probably comes from my marriage from before. I know that's effed up, but I need you to talk this through. I need you to talk me. And he'll sit with me calmly and be very present with me. And that's what you need, is safety. If you don't have that, if you don't have a partner intentionally or because it just happened that way, there is no shame in that. Find people who are safe. It's a therapist, it's a friend, it's your mom. You really need to find people that you're safe with. That's the key to success. Next is relational goals, your partner, your support team, who you have in the room. For me, I love my parents, but my parents are a bunch of jackasses, just like I am. And I would probably do the same thing to them if I could. But I was terrified that in our family, we make a joke about everything. And I didn't know how I would react. And from other stories that you've heard me tell about my ex-husband, if I cussed in any form, he would leave. So I already was mediating that. I didn't want to mediate my parents' jokes or their humor to try to make me feel better. They don't do that in a mean way, but I didn't want them there. I didn't want students there. I was a paramedic student, and I remember walking into a room and I don't even know this person. And this is a very intimate space, and I know it's a teaching hospital, but I'm crashing their most intimate moments with their hoo-ha out and everything, and they don't look their best. The first time I ever saw a birth in paramedic school, I had to deliver 10 babies to graduate. Walked into the room, and this woman had been up all night. She looked horrible. She looked exhausted. She looked sweaty. She just was grouchy. It wasn't a great experience. And I sat there, and I remember calling my ex-husband. We were dating at the time, and he's like, focus on the pain. After I was just like, okay, I can help her with that. So I went back in the room, and after the baby came out, it was magical. It was she turned into a beautiful person. The baby was beautiful. It was such a miracle to see that happen. But I felt intrusive of being in there. So when I made my birth contract, I'm I don't want a student in the room. I don't even want to bring a tray in the room with my dinner while I'm giving birth. I want that to be a private thing for me. And I wanted a care team that listened. So I was very protective of who came in that room with my birth contract. Next thing is lifestyle goals. What do you want to be able to do? Do you want to be able to exercise? I had a woman that I played tennis with at Tennis Addiction and Exit. Shout out to you. She played till she was 5 months pregnant. And everybody's like, you should be doing that. I'm like, it's totally safe. She had been playing before. She took it easy. She was not being crazy with it. She enjoyed it. Or I want to travel one more time before I have the baby. Or I want to maintain my gym routine. Whatever works for you. What do you still want to be able to do? And if you're with somebody like me who's a chiropractor, how do I make that happen? So with that, let's talk about the birth plan. It's a birth contract or whatever. I had mine printed all ready to go. It's a value statement of what you would like to do. And it's a dance. When I write in my book, when I talk about OBGYNs, it's really important to understand everybody's perspective. And for them, sometimes emergency stuff happens and they're going to have to react and do stuff that you may not want them to do. On my plan, I said that I don't want to be cut. And my OBGYN was very matter of fact. She's like, so one of the moms next door just ripped the entire way up. Is that what you want? I'm like, absolutely not. If I start to tear, so it's a discussion, right? You can change your mind with this. It's not locked into stone, but you can have basics. I want to be respected. I want consent. I want to know what's happening before anything is done. I want clear communication. That's the things that you can talk about. Pain management options, mobility, birth positions, environment. All of this is really important. And what's really important that I'm very vehement about is that I feel like providers should not insert their opinions. They should give you options. It's your ride on the carousel. It's your choice. So how you decide to do it, they should try to make that happen with you if they can. If they can't, you have to understand. As a former paramedic, there's stuff that you cannot negotiate. If you're bleeding out, you can't just wait it out, right? There's things that they're going to have to react, and they're going to have to react quickly. So as much as they can communicate, that's what you want. Your medical deciders, who do you want people talking to? If things change, who's going to help you make that call? Have somebody there who is stable and secure and will have your best interest and can step up. For example, my power of attorney is not my child. I would never put that on her. And it was a hard discussion with one of my brothers to say, hey, you're so level-headed. I know you'll make the right choice. Are you willing to do that for me? Because I know I want my cord pulled if I'm not coming back. If the doctors say I'm not coming back, I don't want anything heroic. I want them to pull the plug. And I know he would have the bravery to do that because he values what I want. And that's what you need. If that's what you value, if you want somebody that tries everything, pick somebody that's going to do that and is strong enough to make those decisions. Your deal breakers. And this is where women get tripped because you're allowed to say, I don't want you to coach me pushing. I don't want you to hold up my legs. I don't want you to put me on my back. I don't want you to ignore my pain. I want you to listen to me. How are you going to handle that? A lot of women, I had a woman this week, freaking love her. She's a badass. But last time she delivered, she broke her sacrum. And she's like, I'm not having that. That tailbone pain was excruciating. I don't want to do that again. So she really wanted to deliver on all fours. But the problem with that is that if she got an epidural, then she couldn't do that. So we were talking that out of like, what's the lesser evil? How are we going to approach this? How are they going to talk to their doctors? And while that I'm not in the room with her, I tried to help her with things that she could say or recommend the way that she could get around it because it's going to change. Birth is a very quickly, fast-paced process. You want to be able to change in the process, right? Pregnancy bucket list. What are you bringing in? Are you bringing in music? Are you bringing in candles? Are you allowed to bring in candles? Are you allowed to bring in family members? Your body bucket list. What are you bringing in terms of breathing, relaxation, labor positions? What are you going to do before you deliver even? Are you doing Pilates? Are you doing yoga? Are you going to do swimming? Are you going to get adjusted this time so you can try to VBAC? These are things that you can consider when you're considering your goals with pregnancy, right? Relationship bucket list. Do all the cute things. Again, biggest regret. Whenever I see, I'm 52 years old, whenever I see somebody kissing somebody's belly or being super sweet, it literally makes my heart sink because I never had that. So do all the things, go on dates, do baby moons, get away, how to support me, talk through this. Jackie was on my podcast. She has cards to help you have those discussions, right? Talk about expectations of what's going to happen during delivery and after. Your self-expansion bucket list. Read books, that help you be a better parent in the ways that you're anxious. Brace yourself with information. Don't go overboard. One of my favorite books, shout out to, it's called 18 Summers. Wish I hadn't read it, The 18th Summer of My Child, but you don't have to read the book. I'll just give you the download. The download is you only have 18 years with your kids, and that puts things in perspective, right? So expand your mind of how you could be the best parent that you can be with the information you have. We're all not perfect parents. Try, if that's important to you, try to set some new boundaries with people. Try to set up a 4th trimester survival kit. I went back to work too early. I'm not doing that this time. I'm going to bag some money, or I'm going to get some FMLA, or whatever you're going to do. Make the plan. Life moments bucket list. I'm going really fast because there's a lot. Life moments bucket list. All the cute things you want to do. The maternity, photo shoot. The outfit that's sort of extravagant that makes you feel beautiful. The one thing that you wanted to do, you wanted to hike this mountain while you're pregnant, or a ritual that you have with your baby. For me, it was taking baths. I loved that. I loved watching them. I loved talking to them. I loved soft lights. That was a private moment between me and my kids that I still remember that. And it's magic. The more you can do presence is the new money. It's not king. It's not money is king. Presence is king. And if you can be more present with yourself, of enjoying it and savoring. I always say pregnancy should be savored like a dessert, like your favorite freaking dessert. You don't want to wolf it down. You don't want to slog through it. You want to enjoy it, right? So why that matters is exactly that. Life is so freaking short. So freaking short. If you are intentional and you're present, you're going to change the experience that you had the first time, and you're going to create an experience. My business before was called Experience Chiropractic because it was an experience to be there. You couldn't describe it. I used to try to describe it like Cheers, but without the bars. I wanted people to know that they were loved, and I wanted people to feel better really quickly, and I wanted them to know that I cared, right? That's what you want to create with the vibe of your pregnancy. What do you want to do this time? It's yours. It's all yours. And the one thing as women that we get that a partner doesn't is that experience of living in a body, creating life and feeling their energy and feeling their personality. It's so funny. I joke when I'm seeing patients, I can tell what the personality of this baby's going to be because they're like spicy and moving all over the place. But sometimes they're just chill. And I'm not an energy woo-woo person, but kids have their own energy and it's just magic to do that. And I look at my kids. I went this weekend with them to take my oldest home back to Brooklyn. You created them. They came out of your body. And it's just something, as I said, like I can't even tell you guys how you should savor this. Because as I said, when you're my age and you look back, you want to have the right partner and you want to have the right experience. And it's not going to be perfect. But to the degree that you can be present and that you can be intentional, that's my best advice for you for 2026. That's where my head is at. As I said, my word this year is sanctuary within myself, to not self-abandon myself, to choose what's best for me, to surround myself in a sanctuary with my inner circle. And the work that I do is only sacred. I will not participate anymore with work for me that's not sacred. What I do as a chiropractor for pregnancy is sacred. When I see an infant, that's sacred. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm interested in. Getting married New Year's Eve at sunset in Key West. And it's just the perfect ending to start a new year and a new way of being. And I'm very excited. And I hope the same for you of creating a new chapter for your life. Go out and be free, be intentional, message me your plans. I would love to hear it. And any way I can help you. Again, this has been Dr. Brandie Keats with Pregnancy Pain Sucks. Let's make it suck less in 2026. Share this podcast with somebody who's struggling and needs some direction on how to live more intentionally and how to live with less pain during pregnancy. Thank you guys.